It's December. I'm recently back from the NYSCATE conference. This year was at Turning Stone Casino and Resort for the first time in Verona, which was fantastic. Really different experience, but a lot of fun. And one of my favorite parts of NYSCATE is always the talks. I was part of the TED Style Talk program, my first in-person conference, and it was a fantastic experience. So I signed on as a mentor this year, and I got to mentor Stacy Hawthorne, who gave a fantastic talk on the main stage. So I'm going to share a little bit about TED in general. I think many of us have used TED Talks, and you might not know that TED stands for Technology, Education, and Design. So I'll share a little bit about the program and how you could use resources for the classroom, and then a little bit more about the NYSCATE TED Style Talks. If you want to take part, it's a great experience. So TED actually started back in 1984 from Richard Saul Wurman and Harry Marks. One of the first demos they did was actually of the compact disc. So that's how old it is. And, it started as a conference sharing technology and then progressed as it became more popular. In 2000, Chris Anderson took over and had a different vision of sort of being a curator. And then he started a TED Foundation in 2019. So that's a little bit of the history. TED has actually grown to be many things over the years. In addition to TED Talks, there's the TED Prize, TED Ed for Education, TED Youth, TED Fellows, the TEDx program of TED Talks around the world, and the TED Audio Collective, which is a collection of podcasts, among other things. But for educators, we're going to look at just the watch. They have a collection of TED Talks, and what I would suggest is playlist. So this is a good way to actually find interesting talks. The 25 most popular TED Talks are fantastic. Some of my favorites are on there, including Sir Ken Robinson, Do Schools Kill Creativity? If you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. And Simon Sinek, How Great Leaders Inspire Action, which is all about the why, which is something that educators discuss all the time. And one of my favorites is Graham Shaw, Why People Believe They Can't Draw. So really good talks. But each year they also put out the most popular TED Talks of the year. And one that you should definitely check out for this year is What is AI Anyway from Mustafa Selman. So that's one that is very timely, of course. I also really enjoyed Malcolm Gladwell's The Tipping Point I Got Wrong, if you're familiar with The Tipping Point. So this is one way to kind of navigate and find great TED Talks. There's many, many options here. If you look under the different topics, and you could also look under curators because some are guest curated as well. So if you're looking for technology, as many of us are, things like AI, there are a collection of TED Talks that are all relevant and really interesting. You might not want to share the entire talk with students. It might just be a piece, but it is really helpful. One of the other benefits of giving a TED Talk is that you get to be part of the TED program. So I searched myself, and you could find my TED Talk here, Everyday Creativity. And this was given in April 2020. It was expected to be given in person, and then unfortunately, I had to give it in my kitchen. But it's part of the TEDx WC Mentham High program. And I'll also share a link to my TED Masterclass talk, One Lesson Can Change a Life. This is the talk that I gave to the audience at NYSCATE in 2022 in Rochester. Here's a look at all the people that did talks this year, along with the mentors. And I had the chance to be a mentor for Stacy Hawthorne. So let me give you a brief look at her talk, which was on the main stage.
Share with you what my daughters, who are now adults, will say are some of the most pivotal lessons in their lives. These aren't paper and pencil lessons. There's those kind of learning opportunities in life that just stuck with them and help them to develop the confidence to pursue their paths. We call these lessons the rhinos, the rock stars, and the worms.
So that's a little bit about the TED program and our NYSCATE TED style talks. This year, Alana Winnick and Marina Pisso ran it, and I enjoyed being part of it so much they invited me to help lead it next year. So it's going to be really exciting, and I included in the information below a link to a form that you could fill out if you want to take part. So definitely check it out. It's great. Even if you don't want to give a talk on the main stage, you could give a talk via video or in person just in a session. And it's really great because it helps you really learn how to be a better speaker, and that, of course, helps a great deal in the classroom.